Hello my darlings, welcome back to Marion K Tarot. This is take 2 of this video because I have picked a deck, I have drawn the cards, and I had been doing the reading, and all of a sudden 15 minutes into the reading I realised I was not recording. Don't know why, but there you go. So I am not going to start again by picking a deck. We have got the deck that we are working with is the Wild Wolf Tarot, okay, and it is here. It was a Kickstarter from a number of years ago. I think it might have even have been around 2020. It is by Breonna Jolie Sass and Jessica Tompkins. Okay, so it's absolutely lovely. And the cards that we picked were the Beta of Hunters, which is the Queen of Pentacles, the Four of Hunters, which is the Four of Pentacles, and we have got the Four of Watchers, which is the Four of Swords, okay? And the energy at the bottom of the deck is the Nine of Leaders, which is the Nine of Wands. Okay, so clearly what I was talking about is not what I had to record, and I have to go back into my preparation space and work out exactly what it is I have to tell you. And really, what I feel like it is at the base of the deck we have got the Nine of Leaders, or in this case, or normal cases, the Nine of Wands. It's very much that weary energy. We are tired already. It's only really been week 2 proper we're getting into. Week 3 we're getting into of the new year, the new calendar year, and it's already, there's just so much going on. There is so much going on in the world. There is so much craziness out there, and we're just craving our cocoons, and that's what it feels like. You know, we're craving that gentle peace that we may have achieved at some point over the holiday period, and it's like we're like, it's so much, and it is so much, and this period of time in history is going to be so much. It's a lot, and what I would offer is, in this energy with the Beta of Hunters, which is the Queen of Pentacles, you know, go into that gentle, earthly, feminine energy. Find a place, now this is not gender specific, but find a place where you can connect to the land, connect to the space that you're in, whether it's and try and find a green space if it's possible. We're in winter in the Northern Hemisphere. But really find that place to connect with who you are. You might not be able to go to an outside green space if you like, right? But if you've got a crystal, sit and hold the crystal, because it's of the earth, it's of the land, and really just lean into that, so that you can understand and realise that, you know what, despite all the chaos that feels like it's going on in the world, there is a moment of peacefulness that you can have. Okay, there's that moment of gentleness. Maybe it is, you know, contacting and spending time with maybe your mother, or a mother figure, or, you know, sometimes we need to be a mum to ourselves. You know, like, just parent ourselves. And a lot of us, you know, we've had to do that throughout our lives. You know, we've had to parent ourselves, and because whether or not we're actual parents or caretakers, we're able to do that for us. And it's like, you know, we just ask ourselves, who do I need? You know, what kind of parent do I need? Do I need a hug? Do I need to talk to somebody? You know, do I need to just get things out? it's a very real and valid thing. Okay, we're then going into this for a hunter's energy, you know, and that's very much the Four of Pentacles. And I often call this card in the traditional sense the Huff card. Okay, because you've just had enough of the world and you're just keeping everything for yourself. You're retaining your resources, and I think that's a crucial point coming up, you know, especially again at this time of year. You know, keeping resources to yourself for survival. However, oftentimes when we share resources, when we share our physical currency, when we share our spiritual currency, you know, with another person, it might be that you find yourself this week that you are literally the mother to somebody, you know, giving them that advice and letting them have that. You'll be sharing that moment of human kindness, really. We've got this Four of Watchers as well, which is rest, which is that Four of Swords energy where most people oftentimes, you know, it's like if they're to pick a sword card that they would rather see, most people will go for the Four of Swords because it tends to be quite a gentle energy. I tend to see it as an energy where it's like, you know what, you're really close to burning out, or if you don't rest, then this is the universe making you rest. You know, like intervening and saying, right, we're going to make your life particularly difficult right now because you need to rest. You know, it's like I've seen this coming up for people where it's like they maybe get a physical injury, you know, they maybe get a sprained ankle or something, you know, or something that takes time to heal, and they're left in that space where they've got no other choice but to heal. So I think the energies this week is, you know, we've got the new moon in Capricorn in Sunday. So probably when you're watching this, is it? Let me see. No, my apologies. It is it's Sunday. Sunday we have got the new moon in Capricorn, so you know that gives us an opportunity to really see for this next lunar cycle where we can show up for ourselves, where we can really pay attention to what we need. You know, it's like Capricorn is the cardinal earth sign. We're in Capricorn season, and it's really before we get into the kind of airiness of Aquarius season, let's just finish things up, you know. It's like the Four of Hunters, Four of Pentacles is a Capricorn card, and it is about managing our resources, seeing what we can share, seeing what we can understand about ourselves, you know, and others around us. It's the Sun in Capricorn, that's its decanic reference, and I think that when we get a card in our week ahead reading that has got a decanic reference to an astrological transit that's actually happening, that's actually taking place right now, so the Sun is in Capricorn, it's like an extra potency, I believe, to that card's intention for the week at the time the reading that it's in. So really be secure about your resources, have security. Security over scarcity is what I would suggest to you. Okay, so hope that makes sense. It's kind of all over the place, I felt, mainly because I'd already gave a message but I can't remember it, so it's away in the ether. It was not meant to be heard by you, so we're going to pull an oracle from the Grief Journey Oracle. Let's see. So, card we've got is transition. Now, transition is very much the energy of that change. You know, it's like we can transition whilst at rest. It's like that resting energy before a big transition takes place, or when we're in the kind of a push-pull thing, you know, this energy. It's certainly been a bit of a roller coaster, you know, the transition of the season, but also the calendar year and the numerology, you know, like the oneness of 2026, getting into that energy and transitioning out of the 9 things. So you might find that you're still closing up some expressions of things that you have done for so long, and you're closing up those cycles, you know, so you're transitioning from one state to another state. So really be gentle with yourself is what I would say, you know. You don't always have to be the fast-paced chameleon that changes instantly. Change can take a long time. It can be fast initially, but then for us to get comfortable with who we've become or who we are becoming, and leaving behind that previous part of ourselves. Okay, my love, so hope that makes sense. I will see you in the next week. And yeah, I don't think I've got anything else to tell you. Behind the scenes, I'm working really hard on the Oracles Rebellion, the in-person and online divination conference taking place in Glasgow, the 25th and 26th of April. There's not really anything. I will drop a link below to where you can buy tickets if you're so interested. And yeah, so have a wonderful week, my loves. Thank you so much, as always, for your support and your comments. It really means a lot to me. And I will see you soon, okay?